So, two things to do while drawing conclusions. Use what you already know, use your background information, and to figure out what people will do or say. The other thing is to collect clues and details from the story or whatever you are considering. Drawing conclusions means use what you know, background information, and find clues to draw a conclusion. This is finding clues. It also means, yes, now this is an example. Of course, it's like a riddle. It says, I sleep in a crib. I know that babies sleep in cribs. Okay, I drink from a bottle. I know babies drink from bottles. I cannot walk or talk. I know babies can't do these things yet. So, who am I? It must be a baby. Another example, put me on your feet. So I know you wear socks and shoes on your feet. I will keep you warm and dry. Both of these, socks and shoes, keep you warm, but only shoes keep you dry. Yes, because socks could get wet. Wear me when it rains. Now I know which one should I choose. Should I guess socks or shoes? What do you wear on your feet when it rains? Yes, rain boots. Now these are rain boots. Now let's revise the vocabulary words. What can you see in the sky? Something that a little bit scary or threatening. Loomed means appeared dimly or vaguely as a large threatening shape. Threatening shape means like it's a scary shape. Loomed. Yeah, this picture is from the moon. I found it on the internet, and it refers to the surface of the moon. So what is this crack on the moon? A long narrow valley on the surface of the moon is called a rill. It is called a rill. So what is the meaning of a rill? It means a long narrow valley on the surface of the moon. Yes, we can see these two puppies. This puppy on the left is of normal size, but the one on the right is rather smaller than expected. So what do we call this animal that is smaller than expected? We call it a runt. An animal or a person or a plant that is smaller than usual. Runt. But if you call a person a runt, usually it means it is an offensive word. Offensive means it's a bad word. Here the vocabulary word, as you can see in the picture, this word, this girl is like she's shaking from side to side. We took one word before that means shook from side to side. What is it? Wobbled. But today we have another word which is staggered. Staggered became unsteady or wavered or shook from side to side. Staggered. To call for an action, calling upon, rousing, stirring to action. Come on, everyone. I'm gathering you because I want you all. This means summoning. Summoning, stirring to action, rousing or calling upon people to gather. Or sometimes also it means summoning your courage to do something that you usually do not do. And jeered at, mocked, or reproached. As you can see in the picture, the girl is laughing at her brother, which is taunted. The boy or the little boy is taunted by his bigger sister. Taunted, laughed at, jeered, mocked. Very narrow, furrow, deep furrow or ditch is called a trench. Trench. The last word today is when you walk in a very exhausted and weary way. We call this trudged. Now let's complete these sentences. The spooky ghost. What? In the window of the haunted house. So I have a spooky ghost in the haunted house. Which word means that there is something scary? Yes, loomed. What is a synonym of taunted? There are many. Laughed at, mocked, reproached. What is the word I chose here? Mocked. Stirring into action means to gather people and calling upon them. Come on, I want you to do something. This is called summoning. Summoning people to do, or summoning your courage to do something. Even though it was hot out, she still went up the mountain. This is a girl walking up a mountain and it's really hot and she is really exhausted. So what is the suitable word here? A word that means walking in a very exhausted and fatigued way. Yes, trudged. A rill is this is something that is especially for the moon. Do you remember it? A valley on the moon. Yes, now what is a trench? I think you remember that it's a ditch. Something that is smaller than the usual size is often called a... Do you remember that this is very small puppy? What do we call it? A runt. He what? After the ball hit his head powerfully. He what? After the ball. He what? After the ball hit his head powerfully. Yes, he felt dizzy, or he staggered, shook from one side to side, wobbled, wavered.